Welcome to the Unreal Engine 4 tutorial series on how to make a crafting system. Last time we left off with doing this hovering part where we can toggle on and off, and if we hover over this we can check the values of the throwables and every other required items. In this tutorial we will complete that inventory search function and then we will craft the item. If our item is successfully crafted, then we want to remove the items from the inventory. This is what we're gonna do today. So let's get started. So let's complete that function first, the inventory search function. So if you open up the inventory component, you have noticed we have made this search function. The amount and the items want to search. Okay, so first things first, let's make a for loop for each, and the items I want to search from is my inventory array, and the items I want to, let's make some room here. An item I want to search is this array elements. So this is a slot structure, so I'm gonna break this slot structure and I will split it out this item because I want to search this item class, right? So if it's equal to the item we want to search, just make it here. This is items I want to search, so I can use this variable as a parameter in here. So items I want to search, why I can't find it, items search, item wants to search, yep. If it's true, branch, then I need this quantity and I want to check if it's this quantity is greater than or equal to our required quantity, this one. So for that I will create a local variable, that amount found, and this should be an integer. And reason why I created local variable is because I don't want to share this variable with any other function. So by default this amount found should be true. Then this for loop will occur. I think there should be required a for each loop with break, because we want to break when we find enough items. So just control down this button and attach it to here. Same thing with this. I don't need the for each loop, I need a for each loop with a break because I want to break this loop when I found enough items. So yep, if our item wants to search is in the inventory, then what I want to do, I want to set this quantity plus the amount I found, the amount found, this one, this local variable, and the plus will go to set it in the amount found. Now I want to check if this amount found is greater than or equal to our amount required, this parameter, the amount. If it's true, then I want to break this loop. If it's not, then we will continue being this loop. So hit branch. If it's true, then I want to break a loop, but before that I want to set a boolean call, yeah, we have found enough items. So let's make another local variable called found items. This would be a boolean. By default it would be a false, but when we found enough item this should be true, and then we will attach it to a break because we want to break this loop when we found enough items. Just double click to add a reroute node so it's look a bit more clean. Okay, and the return node would go in the completed one. So on the complete loop we will simply set this guy to here. So if it's true then it will require true, and if it's false then it will require false. But this is only for the items which can be added to your inventory. Let's say if your item is a money which is in your player pouch. So what I want to do, first I want to check if this item I want to search is not equal to money. because if it's money, then I want to check for my player wallet. If it's not money, then we will search for inventory. So if it's not equal to money, then we will simply search here. If it's equal to money, then simply cast to your third person or whatever the character you are using. And if you remember, we have our money variable we have defined. So get money, and this money is greater than or equal to our requirement amount. The amount, this one, the parameter. If this greater than or equal to our amount, then we will set this guy to return value, otherwise not. So return node. So if it's greater than or equal to the amount, then we'll simply set it to here, otherwise false. Okay, and we require an object get player controller. The castings are all the pointers, and this should refer to a pointer, and this object is a pointer which are referring to. If you are familiar with programming, then you know what pointers are. Pointers are simply a term that addresses your memory. So yeah, we have made this function. Let's back to your crafting slots, where we are defining that set details, set required list. Yes, this one. So if you remember, we are setting inventory search, and then this boolean is going in here, right? Let me just make a room here. So before doing so, I want a new boolean called has enough items. So by default it should be true. The default value of this guy should be true. So yeah, it has enough items, and if it found any items should false, then this should be false. So after spawning this actor, hit a branch, and if this is true, this guy, let me just double click to add a reroute node so you can see it clearly. So if this branch is true, then I simply want to follow this part. But if it false, then I want to set that has enough item to false, and then I want to follow the part. This looks so much messy, so I will just double click to adding a reroute node. So okay, so now let's check out. So we have enough money, so it should show the money in the white color and the not items in the red color. Let's just grab some wood because we require wood. So 1 2 3, so we have 3 wood. Okay, we need 2 redstones. 1 2 3. So yeah, redstones are full, so it requires no more redstones, so it is white. But we require 2 herbs, and we don't have 2 herbs in our inventory, as you can see. So the herb is setting to red color, and all the things are in the white color. So we have done this crafting part. Now we want to, what we want to do, I want to do a craft. So let's make a function called craft item. So what are the crafting conditions? The crafting conditions should be the item should not already be crafted, because if it's already crafted, then I don't want to craft, whether unless it is a smoke bomb. Like smoke bomb can be crafted 1 or more times, but if it's something like a pistol also, then I don't want to craft it again and again. So the is crafted should not be true, and it should be available. If it's both are true, then I want to craft. But for that I want enough items. So if you remember, we have made this has enough items variable. So if it has enough item, then we will craft So how do you gonna craft that? If you remember, we are the crafting UI and we have that crafting component, this one. So we're gonna set status to true. The function we have made, which is simply setting the status to true, not false, true. Make sure all are true. And smoke bomb is not going to be true because it's craft again and again and again and again. Okay, the e craft should be the enumeration, this guy. So this should set to true. After that, I want to set is crafted in here to true. And let's just make that another variable boolean called can be craft again, can craft again. So if it's a smoke bomb, so that can be craft again and again, but if it's a holster or something, then it cannot be crafted. So if it can be craft again is true, then I don't want to set this is crafted to true. But if it's false, then I want to set what I want to do, then I want to set the set status or set the details directly. After setting the details, what I want to do, I don't want to show the requirements, so it will simply go in here. Yep, I think it is done. So let's make this crafting item work. So I will override the mouse button events called on mouse button down, where it was. First things first, we will handle this return value, otherwise it will simply iterate and checks all the values, which will event you a FPS drop. So is mouse button down, and the mouse button I want to use is a left mouse button. So if our left mouse button is down, hit prompt. If it's true, then I want to call out that function called craft item. So let's say we require 2 herbs and 2 items. So I can, if we click, nothing is happening because I don't have enough items. So let's grab 2 items, a rare stone and 2 herbs, this guy, 1 2. We have enough items. If I click, it is crafted. But this, as you can see, if it's crafted, then this border should turn to golden. We have to remove our items from the inventory, and the third one is this list should be cleared because we already have crafted. So on the craft items, can we craft again before that? So if it's true, then yeah, then I want to remove those items. So grab your craft UI. From the craft UI, get the list, requirement list, and simply clear the children. Okay, and then I want to set the border. So do we have the border color now? So let's make a function called set border. So when we click, we want to check if our item is crafted. Then I want to set the border. Grab the border first and set the color, brush color, to golden. Otherwise red. let me simply select it. Delete this, I don't need this. So if it's true, then I want to set it to golden, otherwise red. Compile, save, and let's simply just set border after the clearing children. So let's check out this one. 1 2 1 2. Yes, so we are crafted, the list is gone and the border is turned into golden. As you can see, it stays crafting, and if I hit 3 and create it again, it stays where it was, the crafting. So it is working fine. Let's remove the items from our inventory as well as the player wallet. So let's make a function called remove items, requirement items, remove required items. It compiles, and we're gonna call out that function after clearing the children. Okay, so we have that requirement items map in here. So what I will do, I will simply do a for each loop. First I will get the keys, because each key is a unique, so it will work fine here. Then I will do a for each loop. Then I want to check if, let's first promote this guy to a variable, remove item, because if I need this, then I don't want to drag all the nodes from here. This is why I promoted this. And if this remove item is not equal to money class, then I want to follow this part. If it's equal to money, then simply I want to remove the money from our player wallet, right? So we have the money, and also I need this value, so I will simply duplicate that by Ctrl W, get simply values, so you will get the values, and let's make room here, and I will promote this guy also to a variable. So I need a money of the selected, so I will get a copy, and this index should be your money, so amount to remove. So promote this one to local variable called amount to remove. Yep, so it will simply change this every time. So let's first do the false part, the money part. So if it falls, then what I want to do, I want to remove the amount from my player. So I will cast to third person character, get the player character. If you don't do this object, then it won't gonna point out which object you are facing, so it will give you an error. So if you are casting, you should point this pin. Then I want to add money to wallet, right? And money I want to add is this amount, but in the minus form. So I will simply multiply this guy with a integer, multiply by integer, -1. So if it's 5, and if I multiply with -1, so it will be -5. Yes, so it will be now removed from this guy, and then I will simply return. let's make room here. Now for the true part, if it's true, then I want to remove this guy from my inventory. So on my crafting UI, I have that inventory component, and in that inventory component I have that inventory array. So I will simply check for each loop that if we have the item that currently we are on. So I will simply break out this structure. Well, let me just see real quick. Not this one. So I will simply split it out, and we have this item structure. I will break this, and it has this class. So if this class is equal to the class we want to remove, the remove item, hit branch. If it's true, then we will remove the item. Okay, and just hide all the unconnected pins because I don't need that. So if it's true, then I will remove the quantity from the amount, and amount to remove, get amount to remove. Yes, so I will remove this amount from the quantity. Then I want to check if it's less than or equal to 0, hit branch. If it's less than or equal to 0, then I will simply update this amount to remove. If it's not, then I will simply set it to 0. Let me just see. Yep. So if it's true, then I simply want to set this amount to remove to updated, because I want to, if it's true, then I want to remove amount from a different slots. Let's say I want to remove 4 amounts, and each slot has two amounts. So I want to remove 2 amounts from the first slot and 2 from the second slot, right? So get this amount to remove, and I will simply minus it with the quantity. The quantity is this, and I will then absolute it, because if it's minus, then I don't want the minus, I want the plus part. And then I will simply, where it was, this guy, I will simply control W to duplicate this, because I want to set an array element for this inventory. Set array element. The array element I want to set, so let me just split it out. The item structure I want to set is this item structure. The item quantity I want to set is not this one. The index, sorry, the index I want to set is this array index. And let's do the false part. So if it false, then also I want to set the array element for the false part. But if it's false, if it's less than or equal to 0, then I don't want to set any index, I think. Okay, so we have done this thing. Actually I don't need this because it is already less than 0. If it false, then I will split it out this, and the item structure would go to this item structure, and the quantity would be the removed quantity, this one, right? And then I want to break this, so we need a for each loop with break. Why I'm doing so? Because I want to break this loop if we found enough, if we removed enough items, because I don't want to go further. So I basically control down and drop all the nodes from here to here, split, and I will simply remove this for each loop because I want to break that loop. So this break would go to here when we found enough items. Double click to add a reroute node. So okay, it is working now. It looks so much messy, but okay. So when we craft this item, we want to remove 2 herbs and 2 rare stones. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3. Hit tab. We have 3 rare stones and 2 herbs. 1, 2, 3. 3 herbs, 3 rare stones, and after removing, we should get 1 rare stone and 1 herb. So if we remove, yes, we have removed. So 1 rare stone and 1 herb remaining. So it is working. But I think something is missing in here. The opacity and other things. So let's make the opacity in here. Set opacity. So I want to set the opacity based on the item is crafted or not. Hit branch. If it's available, then I want to set opacity or render opacity. Yes, I want to set the render opacity for this slot. I don't need this branch because I can't do the ternary operation here. Select. So if it's true, if it's available, then 1. Otherwise 0.7 is okay. And I will hit 3. Okay, we haven't called that set opacity. So in the event graph on the begin play, I will simply set opacity. So yeah, as you can see, this is 0.7 because it is not available, and the available items are 3. So okay, it is done, and I think we have done all the things till now. Yep. Are we setting the status in here? Let me just see real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. As you can see, this is a bug where this item herb are stackable, but it is not stacking because it is in the different slots. So don't worry, we will reassign these items in the next episode. And I think this is all for the craft items. In the next episode, we will do this neighbor unlocking. So if we unlock this item, then this should be unlocked, this should be available. And we will also make that smoke bomb, so you can craft and craft again, and it will crafted as soon as you cannot craft more than that. So I think this is all for it now, and thank you so much guys for watching, and bye bye.